With over 5 billion cell phones, it's correct to say cell phones have invaded our world. Communication has forever been a means of expressing emotion. Cell phones give the ability to communicate with anyone at any time or any place, but not the way you think a phone would. Text messaging and email have become the curtain that many people hide behind, giving people the ability to write themselves the way they want to be. Texting hides true emotions and ultimately pulls us apart. Sending a text is a low-risk way of contacting a person. Their reaction/response is confined to the words on a screen, and thus controlled. In the book Alone Together, MIT researcher Sherry Turkle interviews an avid teen texter. Audrey says, "With a text, I can answer on my own time. I can respond. I can ignore it. So it really works with my mood. I'm not bound to anything, no commitment. I have control over the conversation and also have more control over what I say." Later in the interview, Audrey explains that texting doesn't have the emotion a call does, but I consider the easy way out of actually taking the time to talk to someone face to face. Shooting a quick text is often quicker and less risky. People who constantly text rather than call or talk face to face often use texting to change the way people think about them. Sherry Turkle, the same woman who wrote the book Alone Together, gave a TED Talk explaining something called the Goldilocks effect.
Across the generations, I see that people can't get enough of each other if and only if they can have each other at a distance in amounts they can control. I call it the Goldilocks effect. Not too close, not too far, just right. But what might feel just right for that middle-aged executive can be a problem for an adolescent who needs to develop face-to-face relationships. An 18-year-old boy who uses texting for almost everything says to me wistfully, someday, but certainly not now, I'd like to learn how to have a conversation." When I ask people, what's wrong with having a conversation? People say, I'll tell you what's wrong with having a conversation. It takes place in real time, and you can't control what you're going to say. So that's the bottom line. Texting, email, posting, all of these things let us present the self as we want to be. We get to edit, and that means we get to delete. And that means we get to retouch the face, the voice, the flesh, the body. Not too little, not too much, just right.
Too much cell phone usage can affect your mental health and make you less sociable. Now there's a new game catching on. It's called the phone stack. It's a simple game of self-control when you're with your friends or business associates. Go out for a meal and have everyone take out their cell phones and pile them in a stack. First one to grab their phone is the one who pays the bill. I can guarantee you'll think twice before reaching for that phone. We've lived without cell phones for many centuries, but as soon as we have them, all of a sudden we can't live without them. It's important to remember you control your technology and not the other way around. Too much texting can filter your emotions and stop you from having true relationships.